Hi, I'm Dan Whittaker. Today we're having a look at how you can use the ground to be able to create more power in your golf swing. So what we're looking at is we're going to be looking at how you can transition properly in the downswing. The transition is the biggest thing. See, lots of people getting it right and loads of people getting it wrong, okay? So I see people trying to make sure that they're going to get these hips moving and using the ground first. So what they end up doing is from this top of the backswing, they're sliding the hips across this way to try and get that hip bump. But what this can end up doing is this can end up getting the arms trapped too far behind the body, and I've not actually used the ground at all. I've actually lost all the weight off my right leg. It's almost weightless at this point because I've gone so far across. So then they see, oh well, these players like Rory and Jordan are using the ground to get a squat, so they create a squat and they go forwards this way, so then they end up so far over the front foot that they're backing out of it. So there's two huge differences in movement there, but they aren't able to actually generate that power. So what we're actually looking at is how can you create that power? Now what they're doing is the tour players are creating a squat, but they're seeing that this left knee starts down first, so it's starting to rotate across. But the power is going to be felt through your left foot. So you're going to feel this massive, like your left foot is pushing very hard into the floor. Okay, this is something we'd massively see Spieth do. He pushes down into that left foot, and from here, that then means that technically, that's the area in the body that now all of the power is going to come from, because he then can move aggressively into the heel, and as he moves into the heel, this has opened the hips, opened the body, and then everything can come flying through. So the separation with that knee then means that the stored energy in the arms is still maintained and in the shoulders. Whereas if I do this, kind of got nothing here, slide the hips and they stay back, got no power in the ground. So the sequencing's miles off. So the key is how can we really get that use of the ground? First of all, have a quick look at some numbers and see what's actually happening and see, does it actually make a difference on club head speed? So what we're going to do first of all is from the top here, is just get a feeling of sliding and then coming through. Okay, so get a little feel of how that lower body would slide a bit on the way through versus what we're going to do in the second swing. So that swing right there, it wasn't a bad swing. It genuinely didn't feel like I had much power in the floor at all. Okay, and just getting those numbers up now, that's got me down as a club head speed at 98.2. Hit up on it really, really nicely. So launch angle was very, very good. Tack angle was great, but speed was miles down. So what I'm going to try and do this time now is I'm going to really try and get the feeling of getting that squat and that load in the downswing. I'm really trying to feel how that left knee is going to separate, but really get the feeling in the floor. So just make a little move here. What I like to do for the rehearsal for this is just almost feel how that is starting to separate. I'm going to really use this floor very, very aggressively and see how this affects the numbers. Well, it felt like there was more power in that. And we have a look at this now, we can see that the club head speed is up at 106. So that's a massive increase, you know. Have a look on the previous one. So we're talking 8 miles an hour increase. We know that 4 miles an hour is 10 yards. So that's minimum 20 yards just in club head speed. Now, if I can get that and my centered contact, I'm definitely going to see a huge increase in distance. So that is going to be massive. And I always feel that when I'm doing that, like my body's really rotating through very, very quickly. So what we're going to have a look at is this first drill here is going to be one that you can apply at home. And this is to do with how your foot flare is going to influence how you're able to squat and rotate. Now I see loads of people practicing this and trying to do it with a square left foot, and it's impossible to do this with a square left foot because from here I can't rotate. My foot's stuck in the floor, my knee's actually going to hurt. These can cause an injury. Do not try and do this from that square foot. What we're going to do is you're going to learn by rotating that left foot out to varying degrees. So I'll start off just a little bit here. Feels like I've got a bit of movement, but the knee can't move out enough. So I'm going to flare this quite a lot more here. That feels like quite a lot for me. But from there, I feel like I can push down and really open up. So what you can do is figure out what the foot flare is for your game by incrementally changing it and seeing which way is the easiest for you to get your knee separating out. Now, how can you then apply this into a golf swing? Well, what we're going to do is have a look at this little drill. What we do is we take it to the top of the backswing here, and we're just going to be a little pause downswing drill. So getting it starting down here, so the left knee separates and the arms will come to halfway. So I get it to this position, pause, and then fire through, and I really felt like I was able to push out the floor with my pelvis, using the ground and the floor to get that power into the arms. Now, the great thing with this is you can apply that into your pre-shot routine and do this before you hit every shot. If it's something you really struggle with, why not, when you're stood on the tee, get that feeling, get that separation, feel it, feel the push up, get yourself ready, and then try and apply that when you stood there on the first tee. And I'm sure that this will start to give you the results you're wanting to see and hopefully get you using the legs like the tour players do. What we're going to be doing next in the series is we're going to be having a look at how we can give you some more consistency in your irons, and we're also having a look at how you can get more club head speed with your driver by utilising the ground to the maximum force.